Have I calmed down from last episode? Kinda. It's literally like an hour later for me. It is another chance for us to basically try and get back to the top of the table, which Crystal Palace and Leeds United should be two winnable games. Hello and welcome back to London's Finest with Arsenal and FM21. Yes, last episode was utter garbage, and if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it and then add comments about how I'm terrible at Football Manager. That's just a little hint there. If you are also not subscribed to the channel, you can do that as well. Please do. Click that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, stick some comments in the comments section. Let's get on with today's episode. First up, transfers. We've made one further transfer. Sergio Busquets has joined the club for £1.5 million. I brought him in because he's good at football. I don't think we really needed him. I think we needed a centre-back. However, we spent all of our money on Kulusevski, and I couldn't shift anybody on to basically make our wage and transfer budget any bigger. We've also loaned out a few players. Sean Smith, who is a youngster, has gone out on loan to QPR. We've loaned out Saka to Everton. Serjan to Reading. Scott Guest has gone to Swansea after his abysmal appearance against, I think, Manchester United in the last episode. Aziz has gone on a permanent deal for £2.6 million to Blackburn, and Saliba has also joined our many players playing for Porto. Castrati is there, who else is there? Reece Nelson, and so is Gabriel Martinelli. So yeah, we've got 4 players now at Porto. Some good news though, we've managed to get ourselves into a Carabao Cup final, which is good to see. We've also gone undefeated and we scored a lot of goals. We beat Leicester 2-1, Kulusevski scoring his first goal for the club to give us the victory here. 5-1 against Sheffield United. We battered them. We then beat Manchester United just about on penalties in the semi-final to set up a final against West Ham, a team who we beat 3-0 in the FA Cup 4th round. So maybe the Carabao Cup is on the cards today. We beat Leeds 6-1, a hat-trick from Calvert-Lewin. We beat Norwich 4-0, 2 for Everton and 2 for Milik in this one. We are 3rd place in the league. Everton have thrown their hat into the ring for this. Everton have climbed up into 4th place. Chelsea are also in there as well. We have 3 games in hand over Liverpool. If we win all 3, we go on to 54 points, which would be enough to put us top of the table, regardless of what happens elsewhere. Manchester United have 2 games in hand, which means if they win both of their games, they will go on to 53 points. So we will be top if we win every single game in hand. I think the Leeds match might be one of them, you know? No, it isn't. We've got Leeds very soon after. So, starting lineup for the Palace game, it's going to be Newbelt in goal. Samido comes in to our right back position. Bellerin currently out, slightly injured. He's back in 5 to 10 days, twisted ankle apparently. It's going to be White, Gabriel and Guerrero as the back 4. Wijnaldum and Ward-Prowse in the middle today. Kulusevski and Grealish will be getting a rare chance on the left-hand side. Calvert-Lewin and Milik as our strikers. Calvert-Lewin now has 25 goals for us this season. Milik with 17. And Icardi is still here, sat on the bench with his measly 5 goals, because he's not very good at football. We've got 2 objectives for this episode. Objective number 1 is obvious. It's win both the games. Objective number 2 is fix our goal difference. We want to put about 5 or 6 past this side in Crystal Palace, and Wijnaldum has already started it off with 4 minutes exactly on the clock as we go 1-0 up. Palace are currently bottom of the table. So if there's any team that we're going to put a lot of goals past, Crystal Palace is that side. Let's get another one straight away, please. They are passing the ball around inside their own half. Campagna to Janssen. Steal it away, please. Pedro Porro on that right-hand side. He's got some company in the shape of Guerrero. Makes a good tackle. Still doesn't quite get the ball. Porro crosses it in and it's 1-1. What? I'm guessing that's going to go down as a Guerrero mistake, potentially. Porro versus Guerrero once again. Guerrero so far is just being outshone by Pedro Porro on the right-hand side. In towards goal. Do not... How are we doing this? It's Route 1 football. Pedro Porro is absolutely ripping Guerrero apart so far. 8 minutes on the clock. We're 2-1 down to bottom of the table Crystal Palace. And another highlight, we're not even 10 minutes in. Ben White, this has to go 2-2. If this doesn't go 2-2, we are in with a bit of a problem. Kulusevski across to Pedro Porro. I want somebody to just go straight through the back of Porro, I think. Guerrero with this. In front is Jack Grealish. Does use the Englishman. Guerrero carries on his run, which is good. Grealish is cut inside instead, though. Guerrero must have acres of space if Grealish scores this. This is ridiculous. Straight into the hands of the keeper. That's probably going to end the highlight. Another one begins with a Ward-Prowse free kick. Semedo was there. So was Wijnaldum. Gökhan can hold on and do not carry on. Don't go to Porro. The flicked head is going to be collected by Gabriel. What are you going to do? He's going to run. You're a centre-back. You really should not be running. He's played it all the way back to Nubel, outside of his area, which is always a worry to me, because I expect misplaced passes or throws like he did in the Manchester United game, which then gives them a goal. Semedo runs down the right-hand side. He's been a good signing so far. Already scored, I think, once for us. He's been tackled by Eze. Keeps hold of it, though. Cross it in. Wijnaldum, you cross it. Someone cross it in. Ward-Prowse, loads of space for James Ward-Prowse, and an absolute rocket from James Ward-Prowse. He very rarely gets games for us at the moment because we've got a lot of depth in the centre of midfield. But when he does, he needs to make sure he does stuff like that and make sure he scores some goals. 14 minutes now. So far, we've seen most of this game, haven't we? Wijnaldum to Jack Grealish. Plays it over the top to nobody. What a shocking pass that was from Grealish. Like, there didn't seem to be any thought to that pass. Porro gets past Ward-Prowse. He's going to keep going down the right-hand side. Lovely little kick from James Ward-Prowse just to let him know that he's there. Durukan tries to cross in. He does. Nubel comes out and claims that one. I feel like Ward-Prowse might be getting a booking. Like, they might call that back for that little kick on Porro. Calvert-Lewin to Kulusevski, through to Milik. Takes a touch. Goes for the opposite corner. Could have made it 3-2. 20 minutes now. Eze to Gojak. Gojak outside the area. Amir Gojak, I think he's gone for a curling effort. It's just wide of Nubel's post. It is still 2-2 at the moment. We are not doing well defensively, just in general. You saw in the last episode that we were garbage defensively. We're not doing well defensively today against Palace either. Jansen's flicked head finds Campagna. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Guerrero's just smashed up for a corner. You had all the time in the world, Raphael. All the time in the world, and you just give him a corner. Fair enough. I've just seen Semedo's on a 6.5. What's going on with you? Crosses in. Gabriel gets that clear. Kulusevski's going to get there first. Go on, buddy. Dejan Kulusevski, £130 million of Swedish right winger. So far has a couple of goals to his name, I think. Can he cross this in? He's got past, maybe, a tackle. He's been tackled. He's lost the ball. Kulusevski, what are you doing, buddy? Guerrero with a corner. So far, it's a very strange game. Milik has apparently put that one in. Couldn't quite see because it was behind the little bar at the bottom. But it is 3-2. Arkadiusz Milik makes it 3-2. That's another goal to his tally for the season as well. Newcastle are beating Liverpool. I've just seen Newcastle are beating Liverpool. That's big. I'm wondering whether Liverpool are our main challengers or whether it's Manchester United now. Milik's in on goal here. Almost manages to make it 4-2. We've got about 7 minutes left of the first half to play. And those 7 minutes produced absolutely nothing in terms of highlights. Right, we've shut Palace up. We've absolutely shut Palace up. So I'm going to say things are going well, but you're capable of better. You two, you come back into the game, which is good. You weren't that bad, you can improve. Right, I try to get rid of the nervous, basically. No changes at half time. I'm looking at possibly bringing off Guerrero more through fitness. We do have Tierney on the bench. Grealish as well. Another player, fitness-wise, is struggling a little bit. Ravella back to Durukan. Ravella again. Now Amir Gojak inside his own half still. They're trying to find their way through. Jansen back again. Ravella. Gojak. Steal it. Somebody nick it off him. They're just passing it around. They're going to find their way through eventually, and that might be the ball that's done it. Oh my word. Semedo's just let Eze go for that. And luckily for us, Eze was a little bit arrogant and tried to chip it over a goalkeeper who wasn't going to get chipped. Liverpool now winning 2-1. Of course, Erling Haaland scored. Guerrero to Milik. Nearly an hour played now. He's found Wijnaldum in the middle. Guerrero's got space. Wijnaldum's going to run it himself. He's gone for a long-range effort, and Gökhan just about saves that one. It looked like it hit him in the stomach rather than the hands or anything. So Rafael Guerrero with a corner. Whips it in. Jansen gets it clear. Don't see any further highlight though. Right. Let's do ourselves a change. Let's take off Jack Grealish. Why have I not sorted my subs bench out? One day I'll do this. Right. Guerrero's moving up to a left winger. We're going to bring on Tierney for Grealish. I'm also thinking Tyrese John Jules maybe for Calvert-Lewin. Because, I would say Icardi, but John Jules just knows how to score goals. Also, Ben White is struggling. He's on a 6-5. I don't really want to bring defenders off, though. Particularly when we are just winning and Palace haven't done anything for a while. We've had 27 shots in this game. We've got 10 minutes left to play and we've scored 3 goals out of 27 shots. Is this going to be a penalty? I don't think it was. We're going to VAR. In preparation for this being a penalty, I want to just make sure Who's taking... No, that's not where penalty... Where do we find penalties? There we go. Penalty takers. Who is it? It is Milik. No, it's Icardi's on the bench. Kulusevski. Milik's got 15 penalties. How's Milik got 15 penalties? He misses like every other one. I have a feeling this is going to be a free kick anyway, but we're going to find out. Come on, referee Craig Pawson. Is it a penalty? It is a penalty. Okay, fair enough. So then, Arkadiusz Milik is the man to step up. I think he's left-footed. The Polish international. Is he going to finally score another penalty? Where is he going to go? Into the bottom corner. Great penalty from the striker. It is his 19th goal of the season. 81 minutes on the clock. 4-2 up against Palace. We're kind of fixing our goal difference. I'd like another goal, please. Final 5 minutes of the game. Tierney to Tyrese. John Jules crosses it and Milik is there. Headed effort from the striker. Could have been his hat-trick if he got a little bit more power on that, but instead it's straight into the hands of the keeper, who's kicked it long. And Pedro Porro, who's still on the pitch, who we've kept quiet now for most of the game. John Swift, who is he a former Arsenal man? I think he is. Campagna's in on goal and made it 4-3. What are we doing here? I genuinely can't believe I'm considering shutting up shop against a team who are literally bottom of the table, because every highlight that they've had, every chance they've had, they've scored from. We brought on Declan Rice because Ben White has just been awful. We just need to hopefully not concede another one and ideally score another one. John Jules is in on goal, and what a finish that is from Tyrese John Jules. Icardi wishes he was Tyrese John Jules. Well, you can't say we don't put on entertaining matches for the neutrals. 5-3 against Palace. Last episode, 6-2 against Liverpool and a 5-1 as well against Manchester United. We picked up the 3 points here. 30 shots, 15 of them on target. Palace had 8-6 on target. I mean, defensively, we are pretty shocking at the moment. Something good has happened. Liverpool drew. Liverpool drew with Newcastle in the end. I think it was 2-2. Dennis Vavro scored a goal late on in the game. Yes, they did. Manchester United win their game against Norwich. Chelsea, who are still fighting, beat West Ham. Everton beat Burnley, so they're also still in this fight. Man City haven't played yet. Man City, for some reason, haven't played. Fair enough. Oh, they beat Watford on Tuesday, the day before. So we are currently third in the table. We've still got those 3 games in hand. We've got 1 game in hand against United, which if we win, we will move ahead of them. Let's go forward. Leeds United next up. 13th place, not really got much to play for, have they? Right then, Leeds United away from home. It is going to be a bit of change. It's going to be Newbelt in goal. Semedo, White, Gabriel and Kieran Tierney as the back four today. Ward-Prowse and Busquets will be the central midfield. Everton, Sabalinia and Jack Grealish on the wings, and Tyrese John Jules and Arkadiusz Milik as our strikers. The change is basically because fitness concerns. You can see Kulusevski and Guerrero both aren't fully fit. Neither is Everton Sabalinia, but I need someone to play as a right winger. We've also got fitness concerns about Wijnaldum, also Jack Grealish. We've got many injuries as well. If we scroll down, I say many, we've got 3. Declan Rice and Thomas Partey out injured for a couple of days for Partey. 2 to 5 days for Rice. Bellerin almost back. 6 days still to go on him, though. In the Merseyside derby that took place earlier on today in game, Liverpool beat Everton, which means that they get basically 3 more points, because that's how football matches work if you win a game. So yeah, they are back top of the table, but we do now have 3 full games in hand. Again, Semedo's there, Gabriel was there. Headed effort goes over the bar from the Ward-Prowse free kick. What we really need is we need Liverpool and United to start slipping up like we've been slipping up, although we've been slipping up against them. Semedo's throw to Sabalinia. Ward-Prowse back to Semedo. Doesn't manage to find him. Ward-Prowse doesn't manage to cross it in. John Jules is there, but he's offside, surely. John Jules puts it in, but he's most certainly offside. We're going to get VAR apparently. I mean, he was. It was obvious he was offside. Still 0-0. Judging by the way we've started this game, I'm quite optimistic about how it's going to go. So far, we've kept Leeds quiet. Ward-Prowse to Nelson Semedo. Can he cross it in? He doesn't. Plays it on the ground instead to Sabalinia. Ward-Prowse to Semedo. Space to cross it. He doesn't want to, though. He takes far too long. Eventually crosses it in, and Tyrese John Jules is there. Tyrese John Jules. I shouldn't have bothered buying Icardi. I shouldn't have really bothered buying Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Milik and Tyrese John Jules up front. That's where goals are. I do realise Calvert-Lewin is the top goal scorer in the Premier League, but, you know, Tyrese loves scoring goals on camera. Leeds possibly with a chance with a couple of minutes left of the first half. Morelos, the former Rangers man, finds Liam Delap. That's not Liam Delap, it's Dallas. I thought I said Delap for some reason. Everton Sabalinia loses out. Dallas once again with it. Stuart Dallas facing away. Bad pass. Busquets. He can run with it. Right hand side is Everton. Does eventually get it. It's not the best pass from the old man. Sabalinia, can he cross it in or is he going to go for goal himself? He's gone for goal himself and Busquets is there. And Sergio Busquets, for £1.5 million, has scored his first goal for Arsenal. I feel like this is now money well spent. It's probably not, is it? It's probably still too much money. But we're 2-0 up against Leeds as we go into the half-time break. So far, so good. We are playing actually really well, aren't we? They've had one shot on target and it was a 0.02 XG. So there was me expecting us to fix our goal difference against Palace. Maybe Leeds as the team are going to do it against. Busquets gets that clear. Macon, forward, Coop Miners, bit of space for the central defender. He goes for goal. Hits it just wide. I mean, it's a bit of a weird thing for a centre-back to be trying to do, but he went for it anyway. Right, thinking of fantasy football players, we're going to wait till 60 minutes before we do our subs, because that is the cut-off point for fantasy football. We're going to change both the wingers. Kulusevski's coming on, and so is Wijnaldum, I think. That's what we're going to do. Both of our wingers not doing too hot today, but luckily for us, everyone else seems to be doing all right. It's Macon. It's awful goalkeeping. Why were you not anywhere near your line, Nubel? You came for that. Macon's put that in. It's 2-1. Right, we've managed to actually do our changes now. They didn't take place until after the goal. We've got 20 minutes left to play. And Leeds do have the ball. Stuart Dallas to make on the goal scorer. Gray on that left-hand side. Forward, across to Shackleton. Morelos, back to the goal scorer Macon. Back to Shackleton. Long ball, lovely ball as well. Finds Gray on the left-hand side. Macon again in the penalty area. Crosses it in. Morelos is there. Can't get on the end of it. And now Kulusevski, the £130 million man, gets tackled. Milik with this. Through to John Jules. Takes a touch to take it a little bit too far wide. And Leeds get it clear, but it's coming straight back. Milik heads it across. Can't find a red shirt. And Leeds once again coming forward. Moffey's going to get on the end of this. And Moffey, that should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. It's still 2-1. I think we're going to have a word with Ben White. He's struggling again today. Against his former club, really, isn't it? Ayling to Rafinha, back to Shackleton. Now Macon leads in the second half, turning up by the looks of it. Morelos to Moffey. Shackleton through to Morelos. He's hit the post. Oh my word, he's hit the post. We got lucky. Right, we've got one final change to do and we're going for it. We're actually going for it. We are going to go a little bit more defensive. Milik is the man to be sacrificed. No, Milik is the man to be sacrificed because we want another defender. It's Willy Bolly coming on. We're just going to do that. Stick John Jules up there by himself. Shutting up shop. I mean, we're still staying on positive. There we go. Let's change that. Not quite at the 90 minutes, and we have a highlight. Hopefully this is going our way. Stuart Dallas to Rosario. Dallas again. Senesi. So far, John Jules has no support up there at all at the moment, does he? Ayling with it on the right-hand side. Wijnaldum gets back to steal it off him. Tierney to Wijnaldum. In the middle toward Prowse. He's lost out. No. Do not be doing this. Moffey through to Gray. Gray's got some space, and Nubel might have just saved the 3 points there, conceding a corner. It is going to be Leeds, possibly last throw of the dice. Actually, there's 4 minutes of injury time. Cross comes in. Header from Rosario goes well over. Just end the match now. Just shut up everything. No more highlights. Just end it at 2-1. It's not the best result, but it's 3 points nonetheless. The full-time whistle goes. We got lucky. Arguably, we got lucky. Second half, Leeds were so much better than us. Busquets and John Jules with the goals then. Didn't think I'd be saying that. So then, we are still third place in the table. 2 victories in today's episode. We are closing... We're not even closing in. We are literally just keeping pace with everybody around us. We need to make sure that we don't drop points. We've got some good fixtures coming up. We've got some definitely easy games coming up. West Ham, we should beat that one. We should beat Newcastle. Spurs and Everton will be tough. Everton will certainly be a big one. Next episode, I think we might have Everton... and West Ham, I guess? Or do we... Oh, I don't even know what we do here. We have to play Everton because they're a big side. They're going to have to get involved. We have to play Milan. Obviously, we have to play the EFL Cup final as well. I don't know what next episode is going to be. It's definitely Everton. So, last episode, we conceded 11. This time, we still conceded 4. But we scored 7 and we picked up 6 points from the 2 games. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe button if you're not subscribed, notification bell if you want to get told when the new videos are released. And I will see you in the next one with Everton and maybe an EFL Cup final. Probably that. See you next time.